Hey everyone, welcome back to IJustWatched. It's your boys, and we're here to talk WandaVision, episode 9, the finale, the finite. I'm pretty sure this is a limited series. There's not going to be like a season 2 or nothing. Should I just give her her own movie at this point?
Honestly, she deserves it. After this,
for real,
we need a whole movie about her.
I'm not going to lie. We were right about a lot of things, along with a lot of other people out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But
we were right.
With those same people, we was extremely wrong. But we'll jump into that shortly. I got to hit you with the usual spiel, which is hopefully you like this video enough to hit that like button. Click the subscribe to stay tuned to see more about shenanigans. Hit the little bell to get notified when the shenanigans drop. That being said, let's get the first part out the way. This show is sadly over. I truly enjoyed it. I can confidently say he truly enjoyed it. I love just getting to know the character more. And it's sad because we got that because of how much she was suffering. It was that consistent loss.
Before anything, I think we first have to establish major spoilers. Major spoilers.
Wholeheartedly. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
I was gonna go in. Obviously, like I said, we were right along with a lot of people about obviously Agatha. We talked about Pietro being just a bullshit character. Mm-hmm. We were right about that. We were right about seeing the energy crown. We were right about WandaVision. There was a lot we were right about. That being said, we were damn wrong when it came to Mephisto, to Cthulhu, to Shumagorath, to Nightmare, to any fucking demon, hell lord, creature, otherworldly being, and Doctor Strange. Just for the cherry on top of this wrong Sunday. However, even though I was disappointed because that was something I wanted, mm-hmm. I'm not mad because they never really pushed that shit. We just were seeing it because we wanted it.
We wanted to.
We wanted it so bad. We're like, bro, is that red? Oh, it's Mephisto. Hold on. Is that green? It's Nightmare. Is that Shumagorath? Because I saw eyeball.
You know how we talk about certain shows or certain movies, yeah. they make it too predictable. Yeah. Too predictable. This show, everything was somewhat predictable, but then certain things was not, and we were like, all right, you got it. Yeah. And this one was the major hey, guess what? I'm opening this box, and what you want, it ain't gonna be it.
Great, I love how Agatha's character was powerful enough to hold her own, but I love the quickness from Wanda to how she started doing the ruins in her little world. I love the way we got to see how she had to make the choice between being the hero and leaving her happiness, which is her family, her love of her life and her kid. It was tragic. I think, I'm not gonna lie, seeing WandaVision when he came out the fire was menacing. It was dope, and
it made him threatening.
It was the classic Marvel. You're gonna fight yourself. She fought Agatha until she clapped her cheeks.
Phase 1. You just fight yourself. Fight yourself.
Your first movie, your first that you fight.
Your
yourself.
first villain is always gonna be you.
You're mirrored.
You're anti-Flash.
Exactly.
I know it's not his name. His name is Reverse Flash, but I mean
that's dead ass.
To quote my fiance, because she just hates me. She's just anti-Flash. I'm it's reverse.
And then just getting the birth of Scarlet Witch was beautiful. Getting to see for a moment the crown out of pure energy, but then even more so her outfit, which is on point. It's a combination of the sexy, sleek classic with the I'm a bad bitch who will run these streets new version we get in the comic. It was a nice mesh from the suit to the little trench from the hips down.
Because
the hood, just every
we always have her. Yeah, we always have her in the trench coat, which is her modern version of what she has now.
You get enough of an accuracy from the crown to the color scheme to the way it looks to be I'm proud as a fan because I love this character. And then it's at the same time you get enough of this modern twist where it's this is dope, this is badass, it fits. I'm excited to see her go to work, bro. Finding out that she's more powerful than Sorcerer Supreme. When I tell you, I had to tell the homie to pause it because I was like, bro, I know you heard it, but did she say, and I'm gonna quote, she's more powerful than Sorcerer Supreme? He's like, yeah. And he said it nonchalantly, and I was like, let me say this one more time. So you telling me Sorcerer Supreme, top tier, unbeatable in the comp, that is your magical capabilities on Earth, right? I was like, bruh. So I'm not gonna lie, because in the comics he had on the most part recently the Sorcerer Supreme hasn't even been him, and it kind of throws me off. The stories have been good, but I'm bro, Doctor Strange was the pinnacle of magical capabilities on Earth. But to switch it up on the MC for one, let's be honest, we know we don't like Captain Marvel. The reason I bring this up is because can we just focus on Scarlet Witch being the baddie that she's supposed to be? Because if before she tapped into her full potential, she was clapping Thanos' purple cheeks. Not only did she hit her full potential, she's reading the Darkhold.
Not to mention, because like like when you go astral form, your body goes me like to go to sleep, all right. And so we get the end credit scene, and like you see her, she's just having a little cup of like whatever.
I was like, oh,
and I'm like, oh man, there she's like self isolation.
Yeah,
she's showing it.
She's trying to get over the whole thing.
But then you see her astral form just reading the Darkhold, already making spells. I'm like, hold on, she's so that powerful to the point where her body can just remotely control. And
she can do both
everything
at the same time. Like she's functioning, and she's functioning over here.
Because to Dr. Strange to read the books, he literally has said, me. Exactly. So I'm like,
that's hella strength. And on top of that, like with her kids, the scene and how they did, like when she understands that she has to stop this and she says goodbye to Vision, she says goodnight to her kids, like that shit would kind of hurt. Like I felt it. I didn't even like them kids. Fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
But I still hurt like for her, because I have such a connection to the character, and it was so pleasing to see her character from like Age of Ultron, where little by little you kind of see little things, because she wants to be good. But so much stuff around her happens that's bad, or she's trying to be good and something bad happens. We don't know, but like at the end there, you hear the kids screaming, and I was telling him like, is it a thing where like she feels like they're in pain because they're dead, and she's just kind of hearing it, or are they truly reaching out to her somehow?
Which is us reaching out to Mephisto.
100%. I'm trying to drink all these Kool-Aids, all right? Bullshit. You know who does exist no matter what they say? Cthulhu, because he's the creator of the Darkhold.
He's the creator of the Darkhold.
So no matter what you say, he exists at some point in time now.
Which brings me to the Darkhold. Like, so we get to see the Darkhold in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then we get to see it in Runaways. Yeah. But now Kevin Feige said that's no longer canon. Yeah. So because clearly this Darkhold looks way different from the other one. So yeah, definitely everything's been retconned. Well, not retcon, but basically like we basically stepped away from that shit. Basically, Marvel Studios said, "No, this Belmont Cthulhu,
Yeah, this. Hey, you see that right here?
Hey, and the signature by Cthulhu.
Yeah, bro. And if you go to the back, there's a picture of him. He's like sipping tea. He has the like just. And all the tentacles are changing. And it's like weird because the suit's still on.
It's a suit.
If the Darkhold exists, so does the Book of Ashanti.
So does the Book of Ashanti. Going back to Vision.
White Vision.
We get to see White Vision.
The way they fight was dope, but the fact that it ends in the most Vision way ever, and that straight logic question.
Hey, well, so they're both not the ship. Wait, they are the ship.
We officially, technically, Vision's alive again.
Vision's alive, but the thing is, like, he only has the memories.
Exactly.
And right now he has to decide: is he Vision or is he his own person?
Exactly.
Per se. Obviously, we get Paul Bettany since 2008.
Because technically, he's been in the MCU the longest now.
Yeah, because that's what I said, since 2008. So he's been the longest. So. Hey, his contract's endless. I think one thing they were saying that people were pointing out is because like when he was reaching, the White Vision was reaching for the stone. And he just phased through it. It was like, why didn't you do it with Thanos? And then people were like arguing about like, well, he got stabbed by
Corvus Glaive.
When
he stabbed him, he literally there's a moment where he goes like, I couldn't phase. He says that, and then from that moment, I don't remember seeing phase ever again.
Yeah, but people were saying like, people were saying like, well, he says he can't phase because of the wound. But obviously, in the movie, he says, I couldn't phase when he got stabbed. Yeah. But I believe that stab affected him in a certain way because the glaive that he used, the spear that he uses, is actually, in a sense, kind of cosmical and magical at the same time. Yeah. So it interrupts regeneration. So, yes, technically he's a synthesoid, but he regenerates also. So I think it's affecting his powers in some way. Photon.
Bro, first things first, seeing her become Photon was dope. We haven't fully seen Spectrum yet because I don't think we've seen her like get to that power level yet or like use it yet. But seeing her with like the bullets and stuff, that was really cool. Yeah. I'm excited to see like her speed because that's really where like her base is that speed. So I'm excited to see that
because she could turn herself into any spectrum of light. Yeah, and that's why she was able to pass through that and everything. But like her speed is like her key.
Exactly. So I'm interested to see how we get that in the future, especially with the way they lead into it. Stupid dick face Hayward's getting arrested. Good. And then you get the whole, and it just begs to the real question. So Secret Invasion started a long time ago. Because if that FBI agent was a Skrull, and then in Far From Home, there's always Secret Invasion. Since movie took place in the 90s, Secret Invasion started in the 90s.
They're weird. We're gonna find out. It's a weird Secret Invasion because they're technically good guys.
They're good guys. But that just means Secret Invasion, their version of it, started in the 90s. And that means during the show we're gonna see a bunch of like flashback scenes. Is like that was a Skrull the whole time. That was a Skrull the whole time. That, you know what I mean? Like little moments.
Because Nick Fury's still in space. Because she basically says
like, boom.
Hey, is he coming down like an angel?
Do I wait? Like Nick Fury, right? Do I wait here? No, go up. Bitch, I can't breathe in space.
Yeah, so obviously Photon has to go into space. Talk to Nick Fury. So
which leads to Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah, which means we probably might see her in Secret Invasion.
I would assume so. She'll probably. But my thing is, what agency is Nick Fury operating under? Like, is he? Because like he's no longer part of Shield, but he's clearly not a part of SWORD, or is he a part of both in some like super backroom secret way?
Exactly.
Or is he part of some new agency? I think he's gonna become. I hope he does.
Jimmy Choo Choo's?
I hope he becomes the director of SWORD, because at the end there he was telling people what to do.
Best character arc.
She says, "You look great in power," and he was like, "Oh no, like all humble and shit."
Yeah.
Him becoming director of SWORD would be cool, because then you can easily put him in future.
Because that way you keep
MCU items easily.
You keep a character that people have come to love. Because like everybody jokes about it, but it's true. Like he has a great character arc from fucking anime.
Like all the way. Like I mean, he graduates. Close hand magic, bro. He's a baller character. I think having him do that gives him a very dominant, prominent role where we get to see him in a bunch of stuff in the future.
Plus you get to use him as a comedic relief a little bit.
Yeah,
but like also he's actually pretty good at being the agent that he is as an FBI agent. So making him director is the logical sense. I hope we do get to see him more because he's actually a pretty good character.
Yeah, and I also want to see Darcy. Dr. Darcy Lewis.
By the way, she leaves because she's like, I don't deal with like.
Yeah, when they said that, I was like, nah, something else is going on. Which even the director and stuff said, like, all the little teasers and Easter eggs, like Wonder Man or Reaper, like all that stuff. He said, I'm not quoting exactly because I can't remember and I apologize. It was one of those like, basically we're opening all these tiny little doors so that way maybe it'll pay off in the future. It was kind of one of those like, go back to the very first Iron Man. There's tiny little drops, and it just now we have whole world. It's one of those like we're just gonna sprinkle in this little thing.
Sprinkle in a little bit of magic,
and then you jump about like 4 years from now, and you're like, oh shit! Back in WandaVision, episode 3, when we saw this, it's this whole character. You know what I mean? Like it kind of trickles in.
Yeah, the show is done. It's done.
Right. No, it's done. It's finito.
It's finito, and it's great. It's great. It's a great show, but it leaves me with so many.
All it did was give us more questions
than answers
ever. And I mean, I know people were upset that Homeboy was like a boner joke, but I'm like, bro, what do you expect? Like, I want him to hit the X-Men, but I want him to hit the X-Men with a complete new cast.
Exactly.
So there's no way to attach it to the shitty situation we had before. The only one who gets away with it is Ryan Reynolds, but because his Deadpool movies were set outside of that, and they were a consistent joke.
Because you get to see how the character in Deadpool 1.
Exactly.
You get to he gets to reference people from the MCU.
And like he even exactly. He even in part 2 he makes
Super
jokes.
Thanos.
Yeah, like so like you can just play with that, so that's okay.
And seeing this Quicksilver to me was more like we said is more of a nod.
Yeah, like
and it ended up being just a nod because
it was like we know you guys want this. It's a small tease. We were able to bring him in to do this. So we can reference the character from the Fox universe and be like, I know you guys, this is cool, blah blah blah, but it's just kind of a tasting of like gangster shit to come.
So Agatha doesn't die.
Oh yeah, Agatha.
She gets
Agatha gets something worse than death.
Yeah, no,
she gets her. Well, technically, they're not taken away completely. She gets put in a weakened state, and then she gets put into this TV show forever until we'll see her later.
Yeah, like basically because she's like, you're gonna need me. It's like, well, if I need you, I know where to find you.
Boom.
Obviously, we'll see her probably in Doctor Strange. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think it's not even gonna be Wanda who picks her up. It's gonna be any of the other Hell Lords who will be like, you're powerful. I'm gonna release you from this. Help me defeat this.
Mephisto.
I didn't want to say it, but
hey. I want to say I don't want to jinx it, but.
And then all this beautiful, crazy stuff being said. His idea that I'm just gonna fully function and back is
just back it up.
100%. I'm gonna dive deep. I'm not even a head first, vato. No arms, not just like this. Remember the swan dive that stupid ass Banner does in Thor 3?
Exactly.
Just like that, except mine's gonna be mine's gonna be the exact same. Obviously, Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. We had all thought that it's gonna be your legit multiverse. And then he had this idea, and I have to say I think I agree with it more so, especially after watching the ending and the results that is WandaVision, where when she becomes Scarlet Witch, you get that moment where she's like in the silhouette when she sees herself in the Mind Stone. So she has to have cosmic level like powers now, entity powers.
Not cosmic, magical.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm like equivalent.
No.
Like, who you gonna bring? Galactus? I feel like she's gonna be like, haha, poof. But basically, that being said,
Phoenix Force? Nah.
Phoenix Force. I spit on you. Say we gotta scratch the idea of an
actual multiverse,
and we need to go full throttle with this idea. And this idea being that it's gonna be a multiverse of madness because it's gonna be the multiple different realms of hell lords, deities, demons, creatures, and otherworldly entities, from your Chthons, your Shumagorath, your Mephisto, your Nightmare, Dormammu. There's so many. Like there's even what's his face from Ragnarok, the big fuck. What's his name?
Oh, Surtur.
Hela technically has her own like all these different creatures and beings and demons, because there's a lot of demons in this situation, the supernatural. There's a lot of witches. There's a lot of wizards. There's a lot of spiritual good and bad, and they're gonna have all these different hell lords. All of them have basically their own realm. So that's your multiverse right there. And that being said, I'll let him explain it back. I'm just all in.
Well, because like okay, so we were all like, well, I'll say all, but I think most were when we saw Quicksilver, we're like, okay, well, this confirms that we're gonna actually get a multiverse. Not to mention now we have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. They're confirmed for Far From Home,
and even Molina, like all that shit,
like all that, right? So I was like, okay, like it's a good way to dive into the multiverse. But then as we saw Pietro like basically become just like a nod to the X-Men, and then he honestly was not a connection to the X-Men. It was more of a nod, and it was fun to watch. And because of that, and basically what Agatha said, that like you don't know what you have released, you don't like it, that also solidified my theory. I believe that Marvel is not gonna go into the multiverse yet. I think eventually we will get to that.
100%.
But not yet.
It's been dropped too much.
It's been dropped too much for it to not happen.
Officially happen. Because even the Molina and Jamie Foxx and all them coming back, what if it's just like Homeboy in this show, where it's just like a nod, we're like, hey, that's dope.
Exactly.
But they're not playing a different version of that same character.
Because I remember I told you, I was like, I'm pretty sure that they won't be actual Spider-Man from different multiverse. I believe that they're going to be portraying characters in this universe as a nod to it.
Just like this situation.
And so I was like, okay, so that means that it's not theoretically it's not going to be a multiverse in itself. And Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, is not going to be actual multiverse of different Earths. It's going to be a multiverse of different dimensions.
But I want to hear your thoughts, your comments, your questions, your ideas. What do you think is going on with the show? Did you like it? Have you seen it? Hopefully you have, because we definitely ruined a lot.
What are your crazy theories?
Like what's your theories? Where do you think it's going with everything that's going on? There's multiple different little branches to grab onto. Let us know down below. We want to hear from you. Again, comments, questions, concerns, requests down below. We're excited to see where this goes. We're sad because now we have to wait. But we want to hear from you, because I know y'all have some crazy theories, and some of y'all should be fucking on point. So let us know. But until next time, stay safe, be well, adios.
Goodbye.